What's up everybody, welcome back to Sawyer Studios. So yesterday, my friend gave me a couple of her old Lego sets, in which when she did, and I quote, said, "These sets are probably too old and therefore are worth nothing." On the contrary, my good friend. In this video, I'm going to be restoring these Lego sets to pristine condition. I'm going to be calculating the costs of what I need to do to make these Lego sets worth as much as they can, and I'm going to give you all an estimated cost of what they are actually worth at the end of this video. Trash or treasure? And before we start the video, comment down below right now what you think I'm gonna make a profit out of these sets. Total cost of all three, boom, in the comments, see if you're correct. That being said, let's get into it. So here are the three Lego sets that I have, and there's only a couple of them that come with minifigs. The first set we have is the Snowspeeder, which comes with all the minifigs, actually, thank goodness. The Snowspeeder is pretty dusty though, as you can see, there's a lot of dirt and grime that is built up across the years. Now the AAT also has a lot of dust and a lot of these like weird specks on it, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of cleaning there. What's nice is that she actually gave me 2 of the instruction booklets, so these are gonna be worth just a little bit extra money, being that they're in the hard copy form. Upon further review, I did find that this set does in fact have a B1 battle droid inside. Also, when looking at this AAT on a closer review, I found that there is a heinous crime that has happened. There's a Mega Block piece in this set.
NANI?!
The Mega Block piece in this set.
Guys, whatever you do, if you learned anything from this video, just do not mix your Mega Blocks with actual Lego pieces. In fact, don't even get Mega Blocks. I don't even know why I'm talking about this.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
The next step is now that we have to dismantle these sets in a semi-organized fashion and double check to see if we have all the pieces. I can go through every single step to double check to see if we have all of the pieces for the set, because incomplete sets versus complete sets are two very different things in the world of how much these are going to be worth at the end. Now, we don't have an instruction booklet or hard copy for the Scout Walker, but if you did not know this, all you need to do is go and search for your Lego set. And if you don't know the special number, just find a picture of it on Google Images, essentially. This is set number 7250. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to type in Lego 7250, the set number, and then you're going to type in instructions and PDF. And when you enter, you're going to find that Lego has all of the building instructions for free on their Lego website, in which you can go down here and click download, and boom, you have the instruction booklet on your mobile device. That being said, everyone, I'm going to go into a time lapse taking apart these Lego sets, so let's get to work. Just a quick note when taking apart Lego sets, when you see cracks such as these show up, it's best just to leave the Lego piece connected. Sometimes they just won't want to come off because of the weather changes. It's probably just been expanded and retracted too many times. So you see cracks like that, you want to just stay away from it. Also, 2 other notes. If there's a set with a lot of brown pieces, such as this set, or sets that have maroon pieces, such as this set, just be aware that brown pieces and maroon pieces are prone to crack. So when taking apart these portions of the set, you want to be extra careful, extra cautious with those parts. You might want to use maybe 2 brick separators just to like wiggle it and to get it out. Just super cautious on that. the pieces from each 3 of the sets strewn out, taken apart piece by piece. Now the next step is to clean these pieces. Now there's a couple ways that we can go about cleaning pieces, and one of them I posted in a video way long ago. This was like the first year I was doing YouTube. Essentially, one of the best ways, most efficient ways to clean pieces is to put them all in a mesh bag, double the mesh bag, throw it in the laundry, put a small amount of laundry detergent in, and just wash them, and just bring them through just a regular wash cycle on like delicates. Then essentially you take them out, leave them on a towel to dry. I would not suggest putting them in the dryer, and then wait till they are dry, or you can dry them yourself, you know, either with a blow dryer or with a towel or washcloth or whatever, something like that. And then that's a really easy way to do it. Now, when it comes to really old sets, and as I said before, when it comes to pieces such as brown pieces and maroon pieces, if you're going to put them in the laundry in a double mesh bag, most of the time they're going to snap in the laundry and they're going to crack and they're going to break. So you could just wash everything that isn't like stickered, that isn't brown, that isn't maroon, and then or other pieces that aren't cracked. But as you saw in some of the pieces I showed earlier, some of them are already cracking and they're not even brown or maroon. And it's just because of the age of the piece, and it's probably just because of the condition of the changing in temperatures and the expanding and the contracting of the Lego pieces themselves. So what I like to do is plan B: toothbrush and Q-tips. And when I use this, I like this because it sometimes when it comes out of the washing machine, sometimes the dust, sometimes it doesn't get all of it, and it's not the perfect. This makes sure that every single Lego piece is clean to perfection. It's a soft bristle toothbrush, and I just use, literally, this is a bowl of water. This is just water. There's no soap in it, there's nothing, it's just water. And then there are Q-tips as well to get into areas where a toothbrush cannot get into necessarily.
What you're going to do is that you're going to find a piece that's dusty like this. As you can see, there's a clear line of dust here. You're going to take your toothbrush, you're going to dip it in the water, and then with the toothbrush, you're just going to brush it across in all directions because you want to get it on all sides of that stud piece that's outcropped. That's the important part. And you're just going to brush like this on all sides of the piece. Even on the underside, even though the underside hasn't really been exposed, you want to get everywhere. Now, what I like to do after I do that with the pieces, I like to dry them instantly, so I don't have to do it like all later, wait for them to air dry. So I'm just going to take my towel that I have off to the side. I'm going to dry them. And there we go. We have a Lego piece that looks practically brand new. An example in which I would use a Q-tip is if I needed to get in here in these long holes. As you can see, my toothbrush definitely would not fit in here. But if I just wiggle this around in all of them, this is an example of an area that I would want to get. Especially because, as you can see, there are holes in the top. And although this piece was covered by Lego, there's still enough space that there could have been dust or grime inside this area. Same here in these big pieces, just to get that. So that's one example I'd use a Q-tip for. And with that being said, let's get to cleaning. Looks like we got one of those good old classic extra shiny lightsaber blade hilts. Jumping the gun a little bit on this next step. As you can see, there are some pieces that are just a little bit cracked, like this droid arm right there where my thumbnail is. You can see that this arm is going to need to be replaced. So certain pieces, you're going to want to make a pile after you clean them. I have a lot of these bricks as well. As you can see, there's like just wear and tear on the edges here. Not ideal for these Lego sets definitely will bring down the value of the set. Also, I am not looking forward to having to clean this piece specifically. Can I just point out how much dirt there is on this table from these sets?
Alright, so the next step is to inventory every single piece so you can see if you have any pieces missing, if any pieces were maybe substituted for a different piece that someone did a long time ago, or if you need to replace any of the pieces, such as the droid arm that I showed you earlier that was crap. You can do this in one of two ways. One, if you're planning on selling the set eventually, then you might as well just, like, count them out individually, go through the instruction booklet, blah, 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 then put them in baggies, etc., label them, and so forth. If you're like me and you want to keep these sets and you're just curious about how much they cost, then you might as well just build them. And what does that mean? That's right, another time lapse.
One quick note before I start building, if you find any of these droid hinges, because this happens a lot when droids age, usually these clips get a little loose and it's hard to keep them posable and they'll just like fall over like this and you won't really have any control. Just a really easy thing to do is before you clip it on, literally just take your fingers and then just press these two together. And now if you connect it to the piece, it holds up perfectly. There we go. I realized that the dark gray cone pieces were replaced with these red translucent pieces, which means I have to grab dark gray cones.
Okay, so essentially the rundown is this. I had to replace on this set one of these dumb Mega Bloks and two droid arms. Now, of course, I had thousands of these droid arms because you always get spares of these in all the parts, all the sets that come with Separatist B1 Battle Droid. So two of these, no biggie, and that was literally it for this set. Everything else is accounted for, which is really, really nice. Now, for this set, the Snow Speeder, a couple of things to note. These guys, perfectly fine. This person, however, is missing the classic white backpack. Now, the good news is I have plenty of those white backpacks. I don't have them here with me right now, but I do have some back in Illinois. This guy, I had to add two black studs. So they were short, two black studs. And I also had to replace the dark gray cone pieces here. On the bright side, I gained two red translucent cone pieces. So, there's that to take into consideration. And the other thing they also needed to do, I needed to swap out this piece here. This rod was replaced with one of these pieces. I needed to replace it with the actual Technic rod in the set. So that was another thing I had to replace. And then finally, this ATRT Walker, I had to replace, well, not replace, but I had to add one of these dark gray grate pieces was missing. And I am also missing this little like hinge piece up here with the handlebars. Luckily, I have plenty of handlebars and hinge pieces, once again, not here, but in Illinois. I'm also missing the minifig in this particular set. The good news is, however, I have literally like 5 of these Recon Troopers that came with this ATRT Walker, which is fine, and I have plenty of the old style Episode
3 Phase 2 guns that LEGO came out with in the 2005-2006 range. One more thing in regard to the Snowspeeder set that I forgot to mention is that it does come with this little like mini Hoth Rebel gun, which I have all the pieces to make this gun. So that I'm not worried about that. It's literally, it doesn't have any special pieces, and it's like literally 10 pieces in total, maybe 15 pieces. So I'm willing to technically take that out of pocket in order to make that final piece for this set. The real question is, okay, Nathan, after I did all this work, after I figured out if these sets are complete, what I had to replace, figure out my losses, now what can I get out of this? How much money can I sell these sets for? Well, that, my friend, now you need to go to Bricklink. And you go underneath pretty much the price guide, which you have last 6 months sales and current items for sale, and they'll give you the average price, minimum, maximum price for each category. For the Trade Federation AAT, set number 7155, and this is a complete set. So it's important to also point out that some of these sets that are used might have been sold as incomplete, might have been sold without minifigs, without instruction booklet. So it's important to go through all of the aspects of every single selling point that you have. It says currently items for sale used, the average price is around $78.13 for this. So this set that we just got, almost $80 right there. Now I guarantee throw in the instruction booklet, goes up maybe $5. Of course, the average price being currently offered is never really what those sets are going to go for, unless you get someone who's like kind of desperate or like doesn't really care if they're paying an extra buck. A lot of the times though, you're going to get people who know what they're talking about, and they know if they want to get this set, they're only going to wait until there's a good sale. So you lowball it a little bit of what you are expected to get versus what you're going to sell it for. Like if I were to put this up on eBay or on some sort of secondhand market, I would put this and the instruction booklet, I'd probably price this at $90. What am I expecting to get? I'm expecting to get $70 from this, but I would price it at $90. For the Snowspeeder, with the minifigs included and that satellite dish, which I don't have, but I am gonna build anyway. This Snowspeeder is worth, on average used, around $50, $48 to be precise. Now, once again, we have the instruction booklet, and I would say the pieces here are in really good condition. I forgot to do this, but this is also important. The fact that piece is yellow, like yellowing is a huge downside to old Lego sets, because you can't just take a toothbrush and like rub it off. You have to use peroxide. Like you have to go through a process of like unyellowing Lego pieces or just replacing them completely. I actually made a funny video on Hitler reacts to his Lego sets yellowing, if you want to watch that. But at the very end, I actually like tell you how to unyellow your Legos. So the first part is just like a funny bit. Second part is actually helpful advice. But I wanted to point out, these sets have been really well kept, like smoke-free, out of sunlight, temperature kept variably the same. Because if you look at these white pieces compared to these white pieces, this is from literally the Snowtrooper Battle Pack that came out, was it last year? Yeah, last year. Like, there's not a lot of difference between the white hues here and the white hues on the Snowspeeder, which means that this set is in like pristine condition. There's no scarring, there's no scratching, everything is there, the printed pieces are there. So this is used, but this is like high-end used, like very good condition. And I'd even say the minifigures are in really, really good condition as well. Overall, I would definitely price this at around $65 to start. And I would expect around $45, maybe $50. But I would definitely price this at $65 on the high end, because even though this is used, this is a really good conditioned used set. Finally, the walker right here, which once again, missing some pieces, and it doesn't come with the minifigs. However, I do have a minifig. Now, I don't want to price this as if there was a minifig, because I would have to be offering
one of my own minifigs. If we were to go to items for sale for this guy, and if we were to go to used and no minifigs, this guy is like being sold at the low price of around like 15 bucks. The highest I see with no minifigs, no instruction booklet, just like the vehicle itself, it looks like $20 range is the highest that I see this with. So $20 is probably what I would get from this, and even so, at that point I probably would keep it just because this is a classic ATRT, so I probably wouldn't even sell this. But 20 bucks is what you'd get from it. If I were to like add the figure, that literally boosts it right up to around $30, because on average it sells for $30. I don't have the instruction booklet for this one, so that does lower the price just a tad on this set. But with the minifig, I think it's really important to note that this would jump up literally $10. So I probably would just start this right at probably $32, add in one of the minifigs in, and like I said, I have like 5 of them, so I don't need all 5, I guess. So I probably would just throw one in to up the price that much. So if we go back to all of these, I'm expecting, I think I said like 75 or 70 for this, and for this one like 45 for that, and this one's around 30. I actually probably wouldn't go below 30 just because that minifig is like, it only came in this set, so that minifig is something, it's a price point. And with that being said, that's around $150-ish with all this stuff right here that you got for free. So that's something to keep in mind, everyone. If you have old Lego, if you find old Lego, if your relatives, if your family members, if your cousins, if your friends have old Lego, and they're just like, hey, I just want to chuck these out, do you want them? Say yes. Because right here, what seemingly seems like not a lot, this inherently, and I'm just, for the purposes of this video, let's say that you did not have the pieces to make the satellite, or to fix all of the things and to replace all the things, and let's say you don't have a clone minifig. Even without all of that, this is still at least $100 right here. Just from what I was given, this is $100. Now, if you have those spare pieces to add and the extra minifig, then boom, $150 complete. There you go. But $100 right here just laying around, and if you just take the time to spruce it up nice, take some good pictures, post it on a secondhand market or whatever, then boom, you have $100 in your hand right there. Guys, overall, like, I'm super stoked to have these sets because, once again, I think one of the coolest things about the old Lego Star Wars sets is that a lot of the pieces are printed. Like, there's no stickers in any of these. This is printed, that's printed, that's printed. The control panel inside is printed, that's printed. These are printed, that's printed. Like, everything's printed. So these pieces that have prints on them, these are going to cost, these are what drive the price up, because you can't just piece this together necessarily with just pieces that are the same shape. You're going to need the pieces with the right prints as well, which is the key. All right, everyone, and thank you so much for watching. This is Sawyer Studios, and if you want to see more videos of me maybe getting some old Lego and just refurbishing them and seeing what they're worth, then let me know. Don't know how I'm going to do that, but I will find a way to get some old Lego for free, and we'll see how much money we can make. Like, comment, subscribe, click the bell notification so you can get notified when I post new content, and join the Discord server if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. But thank you so much once again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.